And this هذه أنزة. Yeah, but what type of sentence is it?
Well, it's not a Jumla al-Fi'liyah.
It's not a Jumla al-Fi'liyah.
It's not a verb.
No, it's not a Jumla al-Fi'liyah. So what type of sentence is it?
Jumla al-Ismiyya.
Jumla al-Ismiyya. Right. Because, as I said, that a Jumla al-Ismiyya usually begins with what?
Ism.
A normal ismun, like we just had on the board, an-nasiku faqirun. But I said that it's not always. Sometimes it's one of these. Ismul ishara, which is a type of ismun, but it's not what they call ismun sarih, a clear, obvious ismun. It's one of these. Hada or hadihi. If I say hada qalamun, that's a jumlatul fi'liyah, jumlatul ismiyah. Similarly, hadihi anzatun, which is why you can have before it inna hadihi anzatun. Note that anzatun is still in what state? Marfu'an. So what state is hadihi in? Please don't say majrurun.
So that has to change then, right?
To what? What do we change hadihi to?
Mansuban.
Yeah, I mean, we say hadi, ha.
It doesn't sound right though.
That's because it's not right. This is called mabniyun. It's fixed. It's built upon this particular form. It doesn't change. But if I said to you that that's still considered to be mansuban, what would you think? It's still considered to be mansuban. We haven't spoken much about this concept of assuming something to be in a particular state, but it's called muqaddarun. It's assumed to be mansuban. Hadihi is assumed to be mansuban.
Not on its own, but when it's got inna in front of it.
When it's got inna before it. On its own, what's it assumed to be? If we removed inna, if we separated inna from this, what state is hadi assumed to be in? Huh?
It's in a default state, right?
Which is?
Mansubun.
No, Yahsan. It's not the default state. Isn't mansubun, is it? What's the difference? Hadihi anzatun. What state is hadihi in? It's assumed to be?
Mansubun, but it's majrur.
No, we've separated it from inna, and it's not majrurun. It's assumed to be marfu'un. Normal marfu'un. Just like a normal ismun in jumlatul ismiyya, right? So, كيف تقول إن هذه أنزة وهي كلب and it is a dog. So they're referring to the animal, whatever the animal is, because they've differed over whether it's anzatun or kalbun. Whatever it is, he's referring it to as here kalbun. Right? Here kalbun. Right, the next sentence, ya Hassan. Iqra.
إن الناسك لا يكذب.
إن
الناسك.
Right. Anna, good. Inna see? And then what goes on the kaf?
Ka.
Why?
For inna.
Good. Because of inna nasika
لا يكذب.
لا يكذب إن الناسك لا يكذب. Okay? This is a good sentence for a number of different reasons. So what does inna nasika mean?
Indeed, the hermit.
Indeed, al-nasika, the hermit. La yakdhibu.
La is a negative, no.
Yakdhibu?
Not a liar.
What does yakdhibu mean?
Kadhib is the word.
Lies.
Right. What type of word is yakdhibu?
Present, isn't it? It's not past.
Sorry?
Present tense, right?
Right. It's present tense. Kadhiba is the past tense. Yakdhibu means he lies. I lie is? If yakdhibu is he lies, I lie is?
Akzub.
Akdhibu. You lie, single male? Takdhibu. She lies? Takdhibu. You lie, single female? No. Takdhibina. We lie, nakdhibu. Right, in the nasika, la yakdhibu. And what's interesting about this, okay, is that in the nasika, this sentence itself, this sentence here, is what type of sentence? What type of sentence is in the nasika, la yakdhibu? That's a good question. Who knows?
Jumlatul Ismiyya.
Good, ahsan. It's a Jumlatul Ismiyya. But as there's only two types of sentences, you had a 50-50 chance of getting it correct, even if you guess. So the question is, how do you know it's Jumlatul Ismiyya?
Start with an-nasika.
Good, because it begins with a nasika. That, forget inna. Don't use inna as your indicator of what type of sentence it is, even though it is a good indicator, because inna only comes before an ismun anyway, right? And nasika is your one of the two indicators that this is a jumlatul ismiyya. So that's al-mubtada'u. 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 If that is al-mubtada'u, then where is al-khabaru? Al-khabaru.
It's next.
Remember, there's two parts of al-jumlatu khabaru. There's two parts of al-jumlatul ismiyya, al-mubtada and al-khabar. Our usual sentence or our usual jumlatul ismiyya is two nouns, isn't it? Al-waladu hadirun, al-nasiku faqirun, ahsanu dhakiyun.
MashaAllah.
MashaAllah. Right? Right? But here, what's interesting is here, al-khabaru is all of this. And what type of sentence is la yakdhibu? This one's easy. What type of sentence is la yakdhibu?
It's a verb.
A verbal sentence.
Right.
It's a jumlatul fi'liyya. So within our jumlatul ismiyya,
It's a jumla.
it's a jumlatul fi'liyya. The jumlatul fi'liyya happens to be al-khabaru. Because not every jumlatul ismiyya just comprises of two isms, two nouns. Sometimes your khabar can be a jumlatul fi'liyya. Okay? But just for the sake of completion, there's two conditions for the correctness of a jumlatul fi'liyya. Two parts that have to be there. What are those two parts?
You have to have the fi'l.
Fi'lun we've got, and
Either the subject or the object, but I don't know which one you definitely need.
you definitely need the subject, the fa'ilun. So where's the fa'ilun? Would they say that the fa'ilun is huwa? Huwa. That is the fa'ilun. Okay, that is considered to be what they say mustatir, hidden. It's hidden inside the fi'lun. But we only mention that for the sake of completeness, because you might be thinking, well, how can that be a jumlatul fi'liyya when all you have is the fi'lun, right?
No.
Well, that's the answer, because the huwa bit is hidden inside it. Okay, but the point, it's interesting because it just illustrates how a jumlatul ismiyya can be comprised of a jumlatul fi'liyya too. Okay. So in the nasik la yakdhibu, then what's the next part here? Ahsanu. In the nasik la yakdhibu,
Now kunta.
right, low, what does a low mean? If, low, it's not very good low that, low,
Kunta.
kunta, lamma,
Kunta.
qulta,
إن هذه
إن هذه أنزة. Good.
After kunta, you know the word nasikan, I think.
لو كنت ناسكا,
Then it's another one.
كنت ناسكا.
right, لو كنت ناسكا, لو كنت ناسكا لما قلت, right? So, low, what did we say low means? Right. If kunta, what does kunta mean? What verb is it? What's the verb? Kana. Remember kana? He was or it was. You was is speaking to single male. Kunta. You speak into single female is kunti. We were kunna. Okay? She was kanat. But the point to note here is that we have kunta, lo kunta nasikan. Right? Lo kunta nasikan. So remember, kana is just a normal fi'lun. Right? Even though the doer, the subject is called ismu kana, like alaysa and others, and the object is called khabaru kana. Lo kunta. Okay. If you were nasikan. So that's the khabaru kana, or like the object. If you were nasikan, that's why it's mansubun. Right, Ahsan? That's why nasikan is mansubun, because it's the khabaru of kana, or the object of kana, however you want to understand it. Lamma means not. Again, it's not. It negates qulta. What does qulta mean? Lama qulta. Qulta.
He said.
Not he said, that's qala.
Yeah, kunta.
What does qulta mean?
I said.
قلت كتبت شربت أكلت. You said.
You said. Yeah.
قلت, you said. How do you say you said single female?
T.
قلتي. قلتما, you too said. قلتم, you plural said. قلنا, we said. Okay? لو كنت ناسكا لما قلت لو كنت ناسكا. Very nice and common phrase this is. If you were a nasik, لما قلت, you would not have said إن هذه عنزة. إن هذه عنزة. Right? Is that clear? That part of it? Okay. لو كنت ناسكا لما قلت إن هذه عنزة. Right. Is that clear, Ahsan? The next sentence. The next sentence, Shabazz.
وقال
What?
وقال
Ala.
اللص صلاة
اللص. وقال اللص. اللص الثالث. اللص الثالث. Why is it الثالث? Has to match the state of اللص, because it's describing the loss, the thief. قال اللص singular. وقال اللص الثالث.
The third thief said.
The third thief. Okay, so we've had
Second.
We've had a second. I think we've had أحد اللصوص too, one of them, possibly. Right, وقال اللص الثالث. The third thief said,
أعتقد
أعتقد. أعتقد.
إن
That's أن.
هذا
أن هذا
رجلا
أن هذا
الرجل ورجلا.
Remember أن هذا الرجل ليس
ناسكا.
right. ليس ناسكا. Right. So we begin with qala, which is just he said. Okay, and then we're looking for our doer, our subject, and that is al-lassu. Al-lassu, which is why it's marfu'un. Then we have a thalithu, which is a sifa, an adjective of al-lassu. So we know that a sifa has to agree with al-lassu. A'taqidu. What does a'taqidu mean? A'taqidu. It's from the verb ittaqada. Ittaqada. It means ittaqada means he believed. It's where the term aqidah comes from. Okay, ittaqada. That's the past. This is the present. Attaqidu. I believe. Okay, attaqidu. I believe. Right, then we have anna. Anna. As we were talking about earlier on, remember we mentioned inna wa akhawatuha. Okay, anna is also from that category. It's also from that category. The reason why I didn't mention it in the beginning is because anna doesn't come at the beginning of a sentence. Anna usually comes after a fi'lun, a verb. Okay? It has the same effect that it renders the ismun that follows it not marfu'un, mansubun. Okay? هذا رجل. Okay, anna comes before hada. Okay, anna comes before hada, so it's assumed to be in what state? Hada.
It's assumed to be in it.
Remember, what does anna do to an ismun that it enters upon?
Inna. What does inna?
Yeah, inna and the others that we wrote. What state does it change it to?
It changes it from, puts it into a kasra.
Not a kasra,
A
fatha.
fatha, sorry, not kasra, not below.
So it's mansubun.
Mansub.
Okay, it's mansubun. So, anna hadha, even though it's hadha, because hadha never changes, whatever's before it, okay, it's mabniyun, it's fixed, but it's assumed to be mansubun. Anna hadha rajulu. Okay, a-rajulu is just going to be marfu'un. Okay, that this man, anna hadha rajulu, laysa, we've done laysa, right? Laysa nasikan. And this is a good example of what we're talking about. Okay, he's referred directly to the ismun as the object or the khabaru laysa and made it mansubun. Okay, so we've omitted the middle bit, i.e. a-rajul. Laysa, it should be ordinarily, laysa a-rajulu nasikan. Wouldn't it? It would be laysa a-rajulu nasikan. But we just said laysa nasikan. Is not nasikan a hermit. Okay?
You said, I believe, indeed.
Yeah, at-taqidu. I will just do the last sentence, which is fa
La nasika.
fannasiku
La
yaqulu an
qalbu
anil kalbu, right? We'll do kalb annahu
anzal.
Right. So, fannasiku, right? That's going to be a nasiku because there's no reason for it to be anything other than a nasiku.
Default.
Yeah. Fannasiku. So, the nasik. La yaqulu. What does yaqulu mean?
He's saying right now, he's speaking.
Right. He says. La yaqulu means he doesn't say. An. Right, what type of word is an?
Is it a harfu jar?
Good. It's a harfu jarrin. It's a harfu jar. It's a preposition. Okay? Which means al-kalb becomes
Qalbi.
al-kalbi. Right. So, what goes on the noon here? It should be ordinarily a sukoon. But we can't have two sukoons, so it becomes anil kalbi. Annahu. Okay, annahu. We've done anna. Okay, that I should have mentioned. Anna means that, indeed that. Annahu. So we've got anna plus who. Annahu. That it or he, depending upon what you're talking about. Annahu, what does the who refer to? Annahu.
It can't be the goat because it's male.
Right, annahu is al-kalb. Annahu anzatun. So what does that mean? فَالنَّاسِكُ لَا يَقُولَانِ الْكَلْبِ أَنَّهُ أَنْزَةٌ.
So the hermit didn't say.
No, didn't. Remember, la yaqulu is
Isn't saying.
Right. Or no, not isn't saying, doesn't say.
Doesn't say.
عن الكلب,
That.
about
About.
the dog, أنه عنزة.
Is that still indeed?
Yeah.
Yes.
That it
That indeed
عنزة.
is a goat.
Right. So what does that mean?
The Hermit didn't say that it was a goat.
Right.
The dog was a goat.
That's what it seems to mean that the hermit doesn't say. But what is he actually saying? He's using this as an evidence that a nasik who la yakdhib, who doesn't lie, and is supposedly living a pious existence, la yakulu, he wouldn't say about a dog that it is a goat. You understand? If this individual was a real nasik, remember it's already said أعتقد أن هذا رجل أن هذا رجل ليس ناسكا. It's already said, I believe that this individual is not a nasik. And this is another one of his evidences. What? That a real nasik, in effect, that's what it's saying here, a real nasik, la yakulu, wouldn't say about a dog that it's a goat.
Because this is still the third thief talk.
Yeah. You understand?
No.
It doesn't mean the nasik doesn't say or didn't say. He's speaking about it in an abstract way that a nasik wouldn't say something like that. Right? But that's good, we covered several rules there. Practiced our verbs. Spoke about al-Jumla al-Ismiyya al-Fi'liyya. And what you would have noticed is that most of the lesson is a repetition of what's already come before.
In other lessons. No.
And that's how most of the analysis will be, reinforcing the same rules over and over again until they become firmly embedded in your mind.
No, sure.
Right, any questions?
No.
And we'll conclude. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.